Hey guys, it's Matt, or you may know me as Milks, and this is my podcast. So what's it all about? Well, I'm just your average 40-something dad that loves to game and talk tech, as well as relate with the stresses of modern day life. So come on in, grab a drink, and listen as we cover topics, stories, and welcome some of my fellow gaming parents on the show. Thank you for listening, and don't forget, please drop a follow, it's very much appreciated. Hello everyone and welcome to the Dadcast. Today I have got a very special guest from Instagram. As you can see, he is a very attractive specimen, and I only have to apologise for me that you've got to look at for however long this podcast takes. But it's been, again, a couple of weeks in between the last episode. We had Ben Salt on a couple of weeks ago, who's a fantastic content creator on Instagram, and this week, no change. Another talented content creator, nice guy, loads of personality, one of my favorite people on Instagram, and hopefully we're going to keep this to a sensible timeline. I'm trying to work these podcasts to be a tad shorter than 2.5 hours. For those of you who do stick with me for the whole podcast, thank you very much. But we're going to try and curtail the endless chatting that goes on, much like what I'm doing now. So without further ado, I'm going to welcome to my guest today is the man of black, Team Blvck. It is Max from Instagram. Welcome, buddy.
Thank you for having me on the Dadcast. I'm, as a non-dad, very appreciative of this, and I can just give it back to you. You're one of my favorite people on Instagram as well, and very handsome with the manly beard.
Well, it hides all the sins. That weak chin, it definitely hides that. But it's getting long now. It is getting long. I'm pushing towards the Viking plait. That was the goal. It needed to get long enough to be able to plait. It's a little way away, but it's
getting more and more attractive day by day.
Thank you. Well, I don't know if you listened to the Spawn Point episode where he called it a yeard, which is basically the yeard, and it's a new expression which I've embraced, which is not shaving for a year. So it's a year-long beard. It's a yeard.
Ooh, I dig that.
It's a thing, apparently.
Okay.
But I'm probably about 4 months into the yeard.
Oh my God, that is gorgeous. 4 months. I envy that, because if I go 4 months, it just looks wild, and I have some, a beard hair sticking out here and there, but it doesn't grow. It just grows a little bit longer, but it doesn't grow out.
Yeah, but put it this way, Max. If you had a beard like mine, as well as the hair, the tattoos, and the muscles, it would not be fair on the rest of mankind.
Ah, come on. You're too kind. You're too kind. I appreciate that.
It's the truth. You know it's the truth. Funny enough, this is the weird thing. I was obviously we posted that story tonight of obviously you coming on the show. I put it on TikTok and I put it on here. And all of a sudden I get a few attractive women follow me. Now I'm thinking, is that coincidence? Or is this like, he knows Max, therefore he must be a gigolo or something to that effect? The bearded gigolo.
I can tell you one thing. They're not coming from my feed, because I don't have any women follow me over there. So
someone's definitely tagged me in something, because all of a sudden I'm like, hello, that's a interesting account.
There might be coming from OnlyFans, because I shared the story over there.
Perfect. That explains it. It.
That's the truth behind it. So,
tattoos and feet with Max.
Actually, only feet.
Only
my
feet.
My OnlyFans page is onlyfans.com/onlyfeet.
Yeah, well, I've already subscribed, so there you go. That's $4.99 a month. So
you're not coming? No, that's not $4.99. That's $14.99.
Oh, sorry. I'll check my PayPal next month when the payment goes out. So let's just assume, because obviously I would like to say you're pretty well known in the community. Let's just assume that someone listening to this is just a dad who likes my podcast but doesn't really kind of follow all of the ins and out of Instagram. Tell us a little bit about yourself. What is your niche? What's your vibe? What's your passion? What do you kind of create?
Usually I'm on the other side of the spectrum. I'm usually asking this question, and for me, this question, when I ask it, I assume that it's pretty easy to answer. But now that I'm on this side, it's so what am I doing? I started Instagram about it's now 14 months ago.
Yep.
And I would say my style is kind of the black with a V, not with an A. It's Blvck, Team Blvck. I'm the president and first official member of Team Blvck. I endorse everything that is black, moody, and dark.
Like your soul?
I like my soul. My soul is a shade darker than black.
Perfect black. You know that black that doesn't absorb light?
Yes, the what is it? It has a name. You know what the one that with the BMW. It's
Yeah,
a
yeah,
very
yeah.
very prominent picture on social media. But yeah, I started taking photos of my gadgets, which are mostly Apple gadgets. I once in a while, I put in some lifestyle stuff, and currently I'm in the process of rearranging my main account, and I'm currently posting my tech stuff on my second account. So I have a podcast, shameless plug, the Maxwell Project, on
Yeah.
almost every podcast platform, and I just recently put it on Twitch to go live, and I put the VOD up on my YouTube. Yep, that's basically it.
That's awesome. And I can't remember whether it was or which social medium I got attracted to your account first. I want to say I was more aware of I knew your Instagram account, but I was quite aware of the podcast and I was listening to it. I think I was like painting my daughter's room or something at the time. I was trying to catch up through to back catalog episodes. I went all the way back to episode 1. And then I was just hopping around between, when I spotted a creator that I recognized, like, right, I'll listen to that episode. And
Yeah.
it was really good. And it was nice actually to see, and hopefully probably people get the same thing for me, is going to episode 1, 2, and then going to episode 14, 15, and you appreciate the kind of improvement of quality and polish and stuff like that. And I think all podcasters and even just Instagrammers and content creators, you definitely see that journey if you go back and look at like post 1, post 5, post 10, and then go all the way to now.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And, I think the first time I got in touch with you, I saw your feed or saw your post on the feed. But the first time I really got aware of you was when you joined Michael and Chelsea on the podcast.
Yes.
And, I got to know a little bit of your personality and how funny you are. And, that you're very relatable. But you got that special kick, that puts you on top of everyone. And that's
that little bit of spice.
Yeah, a little bit of hot sauce on top.
Yeah, I think when you grow up in a foreign country with an English accent, ginger, pale, you need to bring something special to the party. Do you know what I mean? You have to if you're gonna get laid once in your life, you have to have a little bit of pizzazz or a personality. So I was forced to. It was either that survive or die. If I wanted to.
Is this PG-13 or can we?
Oh no, we're after 10 p.m. here. This is after Watershed.
Okay, perfect.
We're fine.
Well, you either have that what you just described, or you got a huge dick in your pants. So
or both. Who knows?
Both. Yeah.
Who knows? Who knows? I have one of those rulers with fake measurements on, so it just strokes my ego. It's where every centimeter is half an inch. But
it is.
Yeah, no, personality is a big thing. I think when you're on Instagram, the hardest thing when you're taking pictures and just pictures is to get that across. And it's very easy to have a great looking account, but no one know who you are. And I think because, as you say, one of probably my strengths in my day job and just generally in life is talking to people and relating. You use the word relating. It's a massive a term that I use in my day job. Is I don't sell to people. My job isn't to directly sell, but it is a sales related job, obviously in property and things like that. And I don't like selling. I never have. I've done telesales, door-to-door sales, obviously property sales. It was never about selling. It was about relating to people and seeing if you could fill a need. If I couldn't fill a need, I didn't sell it to them because they didn't want the product. And we used to have something called a rehash rate, which was a cancellation rate. And, you'd have these really flash guys in the office that would go and sell their mother, whatever product, even if it was terrible. But they'd have a cancellation within the 14-day cooling off period. And, they wouldn't sell anything. My rehash rate was like 99% because I just wouldn't sell to people. If they didn't want it, just walked away. But the people that took it would buy it every time. And that's kind of an insight to my personality is I just try and give you me. If you don't like it, that's fine. I'm not going to push it on you, but I just try and be genuine, friendly, nice, and all those things, which I hope, you get back what you give. And there's definitely like that niche on Instagram where there's so many people that feel like that. I don't feel there's any falseness that, I haven't come across. I mean, I would like to say anyone, but there probably has been 1 or 2 over 3 years. There has to be, but
of course,
certainly in the last year and a half, I don't think there's anyone that I've met which I think they're really nice, but then turn out to have this kind of like dark side. I think everyone's quite mature and friendly and funny and nice. And it's a really nice place to be. If they didn't have that, I wonder whether I'd still be on Instagram or doing as much as I do.
Same here. The community that we are in, well, yours is a little more gaming related. Mine is probably more Apple related.
Yeah.
But still, it's, we got so many crossovers where the gaming and the Apple side and the desk setups and this and that. And I haven't come across a person that is genuinely, well, more like aggressive or unfriendly or unsupportive. It's very uncommon to come across a person like this in our community because everyone is so inviting, everyone is so supportive. You throw an idea out, a project that you want to take care of, or you want to go and make it, maybe, just like me. I started the podcast about a year ago.
Yeah.
And I was really, and what you just said, it's sometimes it's funny. You go back to episode 1 or the first post or whatever, and you listen to your voice. And for me, especially, I was very unsure about myself. And the first episode was a solo episode where I just talked about
same.
Came to my mind. And with each episode, I grew more confident in what I did. And I would say even through Instagram, I got more confident in my private life and in my professional life. So in my work, and this is kind of funny because I got more professional and more confident through a hobby that I just really did on the side, and that where I didn't know anyone personally. And this is kind of, it's funny how things sometimes turn out.
I think we're on the good side of social media. Funnily enough, I was listening to a news article today in the UK where they were talking about Instagram. My ears always prick up at work when they talk about Instagram. I'm like, that's my thing. I do that. And they were talking about like the Instagram search bar. And it was something along the lines of eating disorders, and people were searching for certain things and they were getting targeted by other things like dietary stuff. And they were like criticizing. And this is the bit that got me, was like, an Instagram representative has come out and made a declaration, blah, 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 blah. And is there someone that works at Instagram? Because like we always think like this is this big faceless thing that doesn't actually talk to its own consumers.
I don't think there's anyone working there. If you try to contact support, there's apparently just a robot sitting there and rejecting all the messages.
Yeah, it seems very much like that. I mean, obviously, one of the rules I set tonight was not going into the algorithm. I'm not going to do that, but I will touch on the point that I did post a story today that was talking about hashtags and things. And it came back pretty unanimous. A lot of people DM'd me with various size accounts from 1,000 followers all the way through to 15, 30,000, all saying exactly the same thing. Something's not right, and it's not been right for many weeks now. Where their posts are they're just tiny. They're just not reaching anything. There's just nothing there, and it's very frustrating. So it'd be nice to just hear someone at the top go, no, that's a plan, because all we've done is we've just eliminated the bots or people that engage with the content that aren't real or whatever. Just give us something, because you've got so many people. Instagram talks about mental health and hiding likes and all this sort of stuff to protect its users and consumers. But what about the people who actually create and have a career from using the platform, and all of a sudden half their audience is gone? And they don't know why. And it would be nice for you to go like, this is why we've done it, etc., etc. You're going to get less likes, but those likes are more genuine and things like that. Because you start to think, is my content shit? Have I done something wrong? Am I posting at the wrong time? Am I taking the stuff that people don't like? Are my hashtags wrong? And you start to kind of microanalyze your posts. And sometimes it's nice, I put those posts out there because I don't think of myself as this big kind of Instagram or anything. I still think of myself as Matt, but I think it's nice for maybe other accounts to see someone above 20k feels the same as me on 3k, and those DMs definitely come across as that of, fuck me, I'm also experiencing exactly the same thing, and I've not had a hashtags trigger since the middle of February or end of March, whatever.
So I've talked about this in various DM groups. I talked about this on the podcast as well. This is totally unconfirmed, and maybe it's not even the reality, but a couple of weeks ago, I think it was during our podcast recording on my end,
Yep.
You gave me the tip of doing a keyboard shortcut with a set of hashtags, and you just name it whatever. I named mine Insta 1, 2, 3, Insta Desk, Insta Gaming, whatever. And I had like 3 or 4 different sets of hashtags. And the first time I used the first shortcut, it was like meh. At best, it was meh.
Yeah.
And then the second time, so I went through the rotation 2 or 3 times. So that's about 9 to 10 posts. And by the third time I posted or I used the shortcut, my hashtags actually worked again, and it started. And so this is completely unprofessional, just from my experience. I think because you're getting more recognition when you're using a certain set of hashtags more and more often, but not too often, because then it's recognized as spam. But when I used them, the third time, the fourth time, they really got some, it got traction, and it got some more traffic. And by the fourth and fifth time, it was like almost at a really good, rate. And now I just checked my hashtags for my post yesterday, because I haven't posted today, and my hashtags have been really consistent for the second account. I'm almost getting between, depending on what I post, if it's a desk setup or an iPhone shot or whatever, it's really consistent between 350 to 500, 600 impressions just via hashtags on the second account, where I'm way below 400 followers. So that's actually pretty good. And maybe we're getting into the algorithm now. I'm sorry, but maybe sometimes the algorithm favors smaller accounts like micro influencers. Maybe then on other, in other periods of the year, it favors maybe 5 to 10K, and then during a different time, maybe 15K plus, So maybe it's to promote in different times during the year a certain group of or size of accounts, to get some traction for what they're doing.
I really like that idea. If they told us, like if they said like, this is the season of the micro accounts, we're going to give them all a boost and we're going to generate bigger hashtag reach. Awesome. Nice. I support that. But it's just when it's like Iron Wall comes down and then suddenly, what am I doing
unconfirmed
wrong?
Everything is unconfirmed on Instagram.
Yeah. It's all a mystery. But let's move on to a completely different topic, because obviously you're looking quite good. I'm not sure I'm not sure what the position is in your country with have you got a lockdown at the moment, or are you kind of out and about?
It's okay. So restaurants are still closed, gyms are still closed. You got the odd retail store that's open, but grocery stores that are open. Most of the workplaces are open, but you now have to, at certain places, workplaces, or if you going to the what is it called? Whatever. You go to certain places, you have to get a COVID test.
Yes.
But that's really the minority. Most of the things are actually pretty decent, but vaccination rates are still shit.
Yeah.
How about you? You just got your shot, right?
I got a shot. I guess it's 2. I think it might be over 2 weeks. It might be pushing on to 3 weeks. But yeah, no, it was really weird. I felt nothing the first day. The second day, nothing. Then the third day, I got a bit of a headache, and then since then, I just got a cold and I couldn't shake it. And it could be like a culmination of things, of just catching a general cold, or I wasn't getting any of the symptoms they were saying, like flu-like symptoms. I never get the flu. I've never had the flu. But I felt like I just had a cold and constant, I sounded very sexy. That I'm, going to throw that out there. It was very, very gravelly.
You're sounding sexy. It's right now.
Very well, yeah. Thank you. I haven't quite got rid of it, but it's like I woke up feeling hungover every morning. Now, granted, I was pretty much having a bottle of wine most nights because it was my birthday week. I'm like the Queen. I have a whole week. But I just felt crappy. But I'm starting to come out the other end now. But I'm obviously then going to have my second shot soon. But tomorrow is a big day, because I go to the gym for the first time in 3 years. 3 years.
Oh my God, I envy you so heavily.
Yep, it's happening. It's happening. So the goal is in a few months' time, not only to have the beard, but also to have the gun show. Going to bring out the guns again. I trained quite a lot in my late 20s. We're going back a long time now, but it was before getting married, before having kids. I was actually a gym bunny. I used to go all the time, 4 or 5 days a week, weights, running, all sorts, played football. I was in really, really good shape, probably from the age of 28 all the way through to about 31. It was a short period where I was single, ready to mingle, all that sort of stuff. Then got with a girl and didn't have time, went a little bit, carried on running. I kind of switched to CV, did running and stuff like that. And then I had kids, and then it was like, boom, nothing. So Daisy's 6 now, and I've had gym memberships in that time, but barely used them. And then tomorrow was like, right, I've joined the gym. I'm going to give it 6 months. It's just around the corner from me, which helps. Because I'm not motivated to drive really far to a gym when I get home from work at 7, put the kids to bed. I'm a night trainer. I'm not a morning trainer. I don't know what like your thing is, but I go to the gym at like 9, 10 p.m.
I go to the gym at like 5, 6 in the morning.
Yeah, that for me is my idea of hell. That's never going to happen, that I'm going to get up that early, because I would just be useless at work. That's the problem, is if I go to the gym at 5 a.m., by 3 p.m., I'm useless at work. And I can't do it.
I just work through that. But granted, I've been on like a 5 to 6 hour sleep schedule for like, I'm 29 now, for like 12 years. Haven't never slept that much. Currently, I'm working 50 to 60 hours a week.
Yeah. How do you do it?
It's just going through the motions at some point. It doesn't matter if you're tired, if you're hungry, you just keep going forward.
Well, this is good training for having children, because I guarantee that is not sustainable when you have kids, but at least you'll be prepared for the sleepless nights.
But that's something different if you have kids, because now I just have to take care of myself. If I want to sleep, I have a good night's sleep, but I have like 4, 5, 6 hours sleep. I sleep straight through the night. Maybe I get up to take a shit or something, but basically I can go from midnight to 5, 6 in the morning, and I'm good to go. And if it gets bad, I just pop in the Red Bull, and then I'm ready to go. Today I had to put in 2, so just to stay on top of the game. And now I can't really talk. I kind of mess. You hear that I mess up my words because I'm so nervous talking to this handsome bearded guy.
Is that in the caffeine? It's definitely that in the caffeine. And funnily enough, I'm trying. My brother-in-law bought me some beers for my birthday, and I've actually not looked at what they are. But this is a coffee porter, so that's like there's a skull on there, and that's really nice. So I've got about 4 coffee porters. I've not had a drink since last weekend because, of course, part of getting fit is I want to detox and stuff like that. So I've done quite well, but I thought you can't come on a podcast talking shit without something. So I've had the soft drink, the coffee, and now I'm just going to have the one because I'm in the gym at 10:30 tomorrow morning. I've got to drop the kids.
You excited for that?
I am. I bought myself new trainers, which is good. I've bought myself a nice little bum bag, which I can put my phone in, and my keys. I've bought some new shorts. I'm gonna take my Sony headphones. I'm obviously gonna take these little bad boys, my noise cancelling headphones, and I'm gonna look really, really like I know what I'm doing. And then shit's gonna happen. I don't know if it's gonna be good shit. Yeah, it's gonna happen.
I think you have to walk out of the gym. You can't walk straight. You have to go sideways because you're already too buff for the door.
Too much width, too much breadth,
too much girth,
too much girth. So you are someone who obviously does train. What is your favorite day? Leg day, arm day, chest day? What's your go-to?
Favorite day for pump, of course, it's leg day or arms or chest. But exercise-wise, it's actually back and leg day.
Okay.
Because you really feel it afterwards. With chest, you feel the pump and you feel the girth after. But if I really want to have the feeling that I worked out really, really hard, it's back and leg day.
Yeah.
Mostly I combine the two. So I do deadlifts, I do squats,
Yeah.
I do calves, of course, lat pull down or pull ups, stuff like that, and then I do some rowing, mostly with a barbell. If I'm in the gym now, it's just with dumbbells.
Yeah.
But if I get a good hour, headphones in, noise canceling, talking to no one, just going through my music, and then you just hardcore 60 minutes. I really feel it afterwards.
Yeah. I'm looking.
What's yours?
I am going to look forward to it. I mean, mine. I think my biggest problem is depending on who's on what machinery. I tend to hop. I tend to hop around. So I'll go and I'll do every muscle group in one sitting. I'll try and stick to leg day, but I'll be like, all that machinery's taken. So I'll go back to doing biceps, or I'll do a few curls. I'm really ill disciplined when it comes to the gym. But when I was training really well, I was going through the motions of doing all the different muscle groups, all the protein stuff, all the diet stuff, and I was in a pretty good shape. But this is a big test because that was late 20s, pushing 30. Now I'm like 42 as of 2 weeks ago. So I'm noticing my body reacts differently to stuff, and I've always had a pretty decent metabolism, in so much that if I stop eating shit, I will start to lose weight.
Yep.
But I'm eating far too much shit, chocolates, crisps, wine, all that sort of stuff. Because,
gotta enjoy life.
Why not? We're stuck at home. But now coming out the other side of it and training, I know it's going to be hard because I've got to curtail some of those things. Although the Prider Complex on Instagram, we were messaging each other about that, and he said, if you need any help and stuff, he goes, just don't do a crash diet straight away. Don't cut it all out straight away, because you'll start to resent training, and you've got to kind of get in there and start enjoying it and create a habit first before you make any drastic changes to the rest. So that's what I'm kind of doing. I'm going to go tomorrow. I'm going to try and enjoy it. I'm then going to go have junk food Friday night because it's the weekend, Saturday night, whatever. And then I'm just going to try and go twice a week, build it up. But yeah, going to try and get healthy for the second half of this year.
That's the right way to do it. Well, I think you didn't know that, but I'm a licensed trainer as well, licensed coach.
Well, the biceps kind of gave it away.
It's been better. Currently, I'm also eating way too much shit, because with 50, 60 hours, it's really, and I'm still getting adjusted to being single after 5 years, and also I'm a lot on Instagram and stuff like that, or creating something, and then sometimes it just has to be quick, and then I'm throwing the pizza in the oven, or eating oatmeal for the 5th time a day and stuff like that. So but you got to start with 2 times a week, whole body workout, and then you do this for 6-8 weeks, and then if you get the hang of it and you're still doing it with fun and you're enjoying it, add a third training day, and then you would split upper body, lower body, legs, and then you create the routines. You get the pre-workout, you get the post-workout, you get all the supplements in, and then you go step by step, and then you will see how that massive beard will be supported by a really, really massive chin.
Oh, that would be good. I think what we need is some Max ASMR just in the headphones in the gym, like, you can do it. You can do it. Protein. You can do it. Leg day.
Biceps.
See, that's going on the OnlyFans later. The OnlyFans.
Definitely. Hashtag only feed.
Yeah. So you've obviously made a little switch recently. You switched up to obviously going on over to Twitch. Now, you obviously have 2 Instagram accounts. The one which you hit your goal of your 10K. Then you obviously switched to Mvxxwvll with the V and everything. And then you've kind of made the jump into live Twitch kind of streaming and like a chat stream, which I love. That's like my forte. I don't really like playing games. 1, because my PC can't handle it, and doing a stream at the same time. But 2, I just like to hang out with people. Whenever I do like a Royalty RGB stream, I like it to be a chat and chill, have a drink, and answer questions.
Way more
whatever.
fun.
But what made you want to get back onto Twitch and do that?
So when first did the podcast, the first episode, or the preparing for the first episode, I thought about what's the best way to interact with the community. And at that point, I don't know where I was sitting, like at just above 1K
Yeah.
followers, and I was like, and I didn't have the equipment nor the time to really do it live, and I didn't have the room because at that point I didn't have my desk that I have now. I
Mm.
just had the makeup table from my now ex-girlfriend in the bedroom, and the whole aesthetics wouldn't fit because then I would have the camera pointing at me and the bed would be right behind me, and so it wasn't really working that well.
Yeah.
Um, and then also I just wanted to start, just like with the gym, you start taking baby steps. You first check out if it's something that you want to do, and because as I just mentioned at the beginning, I wasn't really confident, um, and I had to build up the confidence, I had to build up the knowledge and the know-how how to really moderate a podcast and a chat, um, do all the editing and
Mm.
stuff like that, and then grow an audience. And then when I moved into this apartment, and no, of course, this is also being because I'm single, and now I can do it whenever I want, and I don't have to really look out to anyone else in the apartment.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I just said, okay, let's do it. Everything is set up pretty okay. It could be better. Still working on the lighting because now, this is completely blown out. This is completely blown out because the walls are white, but it works for now.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And the first episode I think I did with Sam Pack, and
Yes.
no one was in chat for like half an hour, and it was like, hey guys, this is season 2 episode 5 recording for the Maxwell project live on Twitch. How are you guys doing in chat? And I knew because I saw the viewers, no one was getting back to me, but you still have to somehow give the feeling for recording or whatever it is, just
Mm.
to get the hang of it. And then now um, I still have finals coming up in about 2 weeks. After that, it won't be only the podcast that I will record will be doing live. I will be doing, I don't know, I will be going into gaming a little. I will be doing I want to build a PC live on stream,
That would be
during the
dope.
summer.
Yeah, that would be
Um,
amazing.
yeah. Saturday or Sunday, probably Saturday, I want to do a makeover of my setup. So I will completely tear down the setup, and with the help of the chat, I want to arrange it the way it fits best for my style. So stuff like
Nice.
that.
So the black setup that people have seen most recently, where you've got the kind
Mhm.
of super ultra wide and the
Yep,
kind of black brick effect behind you, that is what you're looking at now, yeah?
that is correct.
Nice. So it's actually quite nice to see the other side because like when you look at like my webcam here, and I've spent a bit
Mhm.
of time doing the lighting and stuff, but essentially the biggest thing I struggle with it in this room is light. To bring
Mhm.
light in, to get this like light minimal setup that I've kind of switched to recently actually creates a lot of work for me to manipulate the
Mhm.
light in this room because it's actually quite a dark room.
Yep.
It'd be easier for me to do the style that you do
Mhm.
because my lighting sucks. And then I could just do
Yep.
accent lights on the black. But I've tried to go that light theme. So I'm always having to put these bright LEDs on this wall that I'm looking at here where my setup
Mhm.
is. And your room it kind of feels like the opposite. Like behind you, it's nice and light
Mhm.
colors, light wood. So it's ironic that we both are doing the opposite thing when it'd be quite easy to
It
do
is.
the
Yeah.
exact opposite.
Yeah.
But
It
it's
is.
hard, man. Lighting is hard. I mean, in our
I
Discord
hate it.
group, we constantly have people who maybe are just starting their Instagram journey and they have brilliant setups, like dope
Mhm.
setups, multiple screens, nano leafs, light effects, Govee. Like they've got the work. I mean, it's better than mine, but there's a small account. They've only just started out, and it's always like, how do you guys take your shots? And it's trial and error and error and
Yep.
error and adding loads of artificial lighting. I don't think people really appreciate how much lighting you can throw at a setup, and you make those adjustments in the camera afterwards. So what you
Yep.
take versus what you edit versus what you see are three very different things.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate it's much harder to do on a phone, though. You know, to get those multiple
Yes,
exposures. You can still light a setup really well and take a
of
picture with
course.
the phone there. I mean, a case in point would be Spawn Point. You
Mm-hmm.
obviously look at his aesthetic, which is very consistent right the way across all of his social
Absolutely.
media. But oh, YouTube subscriber and my nanoliefs are
Ooh, ooh,
flashing.
ooh.
Hey, flashing nanoliefs.
Nice.
So thank you, whoever that was. But the look is consistent, but he's got lots of nice natural light. But
Yep.
when I started out my account, I was probably that person going, how do I recreate that? And the truth
Mm-hmm.
is, I couldn't because I didn't have the same lighting. I had these small little handheld LED lights, which were just good enough to shine down on a product to
Mm-hmm.
take a product shot, but it wasn't enough to light a room. And even now, like these big lights that I have, a lot of people ask what lighting I use. I'll get one from here, but it's these 660 LED newer kind of
Oh yeah.
cinema
Yep.
lights. Yeah.
The LED panels. Yep.
Yeah, and I think after a while they're not as bright as they are when they're brand new, because
Mm-hmm.
that is maximum brightness, and you know it's
Yeah.
not really blowing anything out. But that's what I use. There we go. That's what I use to light my
Mm-hmm.
room, and I have two of them. So at the moment I have one up there, and I've got that one there. But those
Yep.
normally are beaming at my setup,
Mm-hmm.
even in the middle of the day, and I still get dark
Yep.
spots. So it's really, really hard. Anyone that's listening, lighting is definitely one of the trickiest things to get right.
Lighting is a bitch. So the apartment that I had before with my ex-girlfriend, um, some setups, they can be, if you just look at the desk and what's on top of the desk and below the desk, it might be good. It might
Mm,
be really nice to look at, great aesthetics,
yeah,
but sometimes the room that it's in and the walls behind it, next to it, whatever, they're not photo material. You cannot use it, you cannot light it well enough to make it really, stand out. It's just not photogenic enough.
yeah.
The room itself, you can be the greatest photographer if the room doesn't work well with the lights or with the setup or vice versa, whatever it is. um it can't be done. It just
No.
can't be done.
And I think one of the frustrations that a lot of people get, and I get this as well, I still get it even to this day, is what my eye sees versus what the camera sees
Hmm.
are two different things. And it just tells you how good the human eye is, because my
Yes.
nanoleafs are the right color. Yeah, I'm looking at you and you're the right exposure. Everything in this room to
Hmm.
my eyes, I can see. But you put a
Yes.
camera on, the nanoleafs look white. The screen looks dark, the walls look black, and
Hmm.
the human eye is a wonderful thing, but it's so hard to recreate that. And I think my next step from here is to go to like a Godox and go for a big old
Hmm.
softbox, and then
With a
just go
Yeah.
daylight in this room.
Yep. Yeah, I'm thinking of either Godox, but I'm also, because I want to get, you know all the products from one brand,
Hmm.
so it's consistent.
Yeah.
Um, and I'm either looking at Aperture, the 120D,
Yep.
but I would rather go with Nanlite, because Nanlite, they have, I saw them on, who was it? I think it was Gustavo R. Lopez. Um, he had the light sticks, the RGB light sticks, which
Yep.
are great for product photography, or to do some kind of commercial work and to light up something. Um, and I probably want to go with Nanlite, and they're basically the same price range as Aperture. But the Godox
Premium.
is,
Definitely
yeah, they're
premium.
absolutely premium. My
Yeah. Yeah.
brother has the Aperture 120D, and it's just perfect. It lights so consistently, and you can adjust the kelvins and everything, and but it's, I think, just the light itself, without the softbox and without the stand, is, I don't know, 600-700, and then you have
Yeah.
to buy the softbox, and then you have to buy everything else. So I think for the fully equipped 120D, it's 1200 or something,
Yeah,
1300.
it's a lot of money. I guess for people
Mm-hmm.
starting out, I mean, a brand that I love just because I think you get great value for money is the Newer.
Yes,
I don't know if you pronounce it Newer or Newer. I call it Newer.
I would
Um,
say newer. Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's like NEWWER, I think it is, but it's basically great. I mean, all of my light stands are Newer. I think my tripod is Newer, and it's a great entry level one. So if yeah, if you're looking to buy stuff like that, then it needs to be within your budget. Don't kill yourself.
Yep. I got newer as well. I got two newer soft boxes. I got the newer tripod with the floating head and everything, and it works. It's you can get it on with Amazon Prime. It's within a day. It's at your place.
Yep.
And it works. It doesn't break the bank, and you can start out with, if you spend $200, you get the tripod with a floating head.
Yep.
You get the
Oh, I've just lost your mic. Having a few technical difficulties here. Mic is still gone. Oh, there we go.
Hello.
There we go.
Okay. It just said internet connection is unstable.
That's fine. No, you're good.
Okay.
You're good.
Where did I cut out?
I think we were just talking about the complete set you can get from Newer.
Oh, yeah.
For $200.
Yeah, for $200 you can get the tripod, you can get the overhead thing for the tripod, and you can get a set of soft boxes, and you're good to go. And you can really do some work with that. Just adding two soft boxes to your setup makes it much more crisp, but also much more smooth. The lighting is smooth and everything is well lit, and it's actually a game changer coming from maybe just natural light from one source, but adding in like two light sources, it's good to go for the beginning.
There's a few people which I find absolutely inspiring in watching their light. One is Kevin. Just quickly go.
He has the Godox.
Yeah, he has that lovely big softbox, and basically he can make a room that's white look black. With that as well. And then the other person who uses it, Grant, uses a big softbox like that as well, Grant Tech. And the last one, who I love because she breaks down all of the method, is
I know you're talking about
medium
Hazel.
Format. Hazel, yeah. Is incredible, and it's really nice to see, because again, it's like, I think there is an appetite for people to break down how they do stuff and kind of take away the myths and stuff. And I love to see the before and after of how she stages props, and then you go and watch, and it's just a bit of fabric, or it's a work shirt. Like I'm looking at one here, where she's taking a picture of a watch, and it's got some nice black fabric and a white fabric, and it's just a shirt. It's just a shirt that's thrown on a table. And then she shows the softbox, she shows the camera settings, ISO settings, what lens it is, what lighting is. And it's just a really nice thing to see and go, wow, actually, that makes it feel like I could do that. I could do that picture. Yeah.
We made the, a couple of weeks ago, we talked about, I don't know with whom I talked about her on the podcast, but we broke it down because you and I, we are, at the first place, we are entertainers. Then we're content creators. And the last spot that is we are photographers. But she is a photographer first, then a content creator, and probably then the entertainer.
Yeah.
Because she knows how to really work a camera with manual settings. She really knows how to properly and professionally light a subject, and that's why she can do these behind the scenes. I mean, I could do it, but I could never explain why I'm doing it that way, because I would say it looks good.
I just do it because I think it looks good, rather than like reflective light and it was bouncing off this and that created this, and it's nice to see how the thought process works. And the only way I've improved is by learning from people on Instagram, or going on to Peter McKinnon videos for 25 hours and just watching. But his stuff's just entertaining. It's not necessarily translatable for photographing a desk inside a room.
Not anymore.
There's not a lot that really goes into that sort of technical aspect of shooting indoor photography. I just like watching him because he's a really funny guy. But it's nice to watch people on Instagram go, this is how I did this shot.
Yep. Yeah. The thing with Peter McKinnon is, and well, if you look back at his journey, you can't ever imagine he had this in mind. But I think, he is a photographer, but he's also on the same level a businessman.
Yeah. The
you
thing
know?
is,
And
it's hard to sustain that for a whole career. Like, if you've got to a point where you're making more money doing other stuff than you are taking photos, you're naturally going to start to shift. And now he's going into merch,
yeah,
and that's doing really well, like the
yeah,
coins and the knives and the poker sets. And you know, I every time I'm like, I'm going to get one of them, I'm going to get one of them, and then they're sold out. I'm
yeah.
not on the pulse, but all of
Uh-huh.
that sort of stuff is creating a whole nother movement of these people who just
Yep.
photograph coins. And
Yep.
you think, how clever is that? You're creating another niche.
Yes, that's right. And it's not a bad thing, but I can't understand why, the OG subscribers might not like him for that,
Mm.
because they subscribed for the tips and tricks, for the camera hacks
Yeah, the
in
60
60 seconds.
seconds. Yeah, I used
Yep.
to love the 60 seconds that took 4
Hmm.
minutes. They were always fun.
Yeah. But, once he started doing these 2-minute Tuesdays where he took like 15 minutes to explain something, that's where his personality came more
Mm.
through and through his content. And I love what he's doing with Maddie. The Maddie and Pete show is really good. And he's also, I mean, he's probably still, or he is for sure, doing professional commercial work on the side, which he can't show because uh, it's the same thing on a smaller scale with Jordan Pulmano.
Mm.
He did, before COVID hit, all these movies for DJs when he went with them on tour, or
Yeah.
all of these festivals. And he's one of those guys where you see him in the credits after the movie and you think, why doesn't this guy have 100,000 followers over on Instagram showing these kinds of videos, movies, photos, whatever? Because they are busy with other stuff.
Yeah.
They're just busy with other stuff. They
Mm.
don't have the time to manage the Instagram account and still do their professional work. Because Jordan, he I think he took me through word by not so he explained how long it takes for him to to set up um, a video, the after movie, because he's on set or on stage with the DJ, takes all the shots, running around to get different angles and stuff like that, recording video, and then when the show is finished, he has to go through to his hotel room and edit a short clip of like 90 seconds to 120 seconds and give it to the social media team for them to post it on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, whatever it is.
Yeah, I think that's
So
the thing is like they're working for brands, whereas Pete McKinnon is the brand.
yes, right.
You know what I mean? He's created the brand that is himself. So, he doesn't
Right.
need to work for other people, but he doesn't need to take a photograph again for the rest of his life, but he might be doing other stuff to do with Peter McKinnon, whether it's bags or, merch or coins or whatever, but he's created that. And it's a very different world from the world we're in doing tech content.
Of course. Yeah.
It's interesting to see where this will go because tech content is kind of very saturated. When you go onto the Explore page on Instagram in particular, but a lot of other social platforms as well, it's very hard to find the actual person behind the account. I'm finding it very, very difficult now. If you go onto the Explore page, I recognize pictures all the time. I have a photographic memory when it comes to people's setups or their photography style or the product shoots that they do. I will recognize someone's work, and I'll go onto the Explore. I very rarely go on the Explore page because I like my feed. I like to see the people in the feed. I think the Explore page is full of chicks and cars and like ads and whatever.
Oh yeah.
But I go on there and I go, oh yeah, I know that picture. I know that picture. I know that setup. And I go on to see if one of my friends has made it onto the Explore page. No, it's another setup page. No, it's another lifestyle inspiration page. And there's nothing wrong with certain types of repost pages if they provide feedback or content, or they're explaining the setup, or they're going, the thing we like about this image is this product. And this. When it's kind of dope or nope, 1 to 10, fire emoji.
Or they want to sell something from their shop with products that aren't even shown on the photo.
Yeah, that's like the golden no, don't fucking do that, because that pisses everyone off. But yeah, I've approached a lot of people to say, dude, can you take that down because you're commercially using my image to sell your shit. But
it's false advertisement. It's false advertisement.
It is, but they absolutely shouldn't be using your image without your permission. But it's hard to find creators. I was actually followed by a young lady who is in the minimal desk setup community, and it was quite nice because often I get a lot of followers which are either private accounts or they just don't post tech. And you think, I'd like to follow more people back, but actually I get followed by a lot of people who don't do this. It's not reciprocal. So that, I don't follow this type of people because I don't want to see like pictures of dogs in my feed. But it was nice to get a follow from someone who is obviously in yours, Michael, Chelsea, Kevin's kind of circles. And I think was probably found me because I was tagged in something else. And then I found her account. She found my account. She DM'd me saying, thanks for the follow. I was like, actually, your content's really nice. And it would be nice to find more genuine content creators like that out. I'd follow probably 1,000 people a month if I could find the content creator who made the content. But it's quite hard. It's quite hard to do that on Instagram. And I feel Instagram is very, very saturated with clone after a clone after a clone. I have one picture in particular which did tremendously well. It was like 6,000 likes. And it's one of my shots from above with the RGB on. It's my old setup, not the one I have now. And I get tagged in it like twice a day.
Yeah.
And it's reshared twice a day. And that image is just everywhere. And it's frustrating.
Yep. Because in the end, the page that shares this, they get the traffic. I mean, you get the tag, you get some decent exposure, but you don't get a good conversion rate. And that's the thing with share pages. They don't have the work. Worst case, they just copy paste the caption. And then if it's a really good shot, they all follow the share page, but no one follows you.
Yeah. Or even worse is when the share page then gets shared again and they tag the share page rather than you.
Oh, yeah.
That's one of my favorites.
Yep.
But yeah, no, it's very frustrating. I think a lot of content, it came to a head probably about 3 weeks ago where a few people really were starting to call out these pages. And in principle, these aren't bad people. They're just passionate about tech and they might be posting it because they're passionate about tech. And who am I to say, don't do that. Don't enjoy your hobby of posting great tech because, that'd be a bit kind of egotistical of me. But I think it's just the laziness of the post which gets me. I think it's the no thought going into the comment. I used to follow a setup page that used to, a repost page that used to highlight people's setups, but then he would contact them to go, can I have all of your specs of your equipment so that on the slide 2, so slide 1 would be your setup, slide 2 would be what's in this person's setup with their name and their handle. So it was very, very much a highlight of the creator as opposed to I'm reposting this with no effort and it's just to gain traction for my account.
Yep. I think, what you just described, that's a perfect way, if they put in some work with your content, but then you have the other way around. You have setup pages that grow big and then all of a sudden they delete all the posts and they become a personal page without their work. I don't know if you know who I'm talking about. There's one very prominent page. Michael worked with him, Michael Soledad. And he started out as a community page sharing setups. And then at one point when he gained, I don't know how many thousand followers, he made it his personal page. And now, started a couple of months ago, started posting his own stuff, which, it's a gray area. I don't like it because you didn't really genuinely grow this community, this following with your content, but with others. And
piggybacking off other people's work. I think more so now. I think if you go back maybe 15 to 18 months ago, you could gain quite a big following if you have a viral post, a post that does really well. You could gain 100 followers per post. Now I'm finding, in particular the last month, that you will lose 2/3 of every follower you get. So, it feels even more so at the moment that you are very protective of your content because you feel like you have to work really hard to get it noticed. So when someone takes it and does better than you using your content and you're not getting it, I had a post that had 1,500 likes, which for me now is an outstanding result because with the hashtag reach, I'm getting like 700 likes compared to 1,500, 2,000 before. And those people will take that content and do really well with it. But it's very frustrating. I think all of us as creators are feeling quite protective of our work at the moment because we're feeling a bit punished by Instagram, and the genuine content creators aren't getting the reach, and people who are reposting it are getting like 4,000, 5,000 likes. It can't do anything but hurt the creator.
Yeah. I just because I just recorded my episode with Austin,
Yeah.
Austin Stanley, and we talked about a similar topic. I just, we all had it going really, really good towards the end of 2020. Everyone was on a roll. You were on a roll with your podcast. Michael and Chelsea were on a roll with their podcast. I was on a roll. We all got some good following from our content. But then, with 2021 coming around, it kind of all slowed down because maybe it was, a lot of people thought 2021 would be the turnaround in regards to COVID, and everyone was taking social media a step back just to kind of get back into real life and get adjusted to going out again. And you took a break from podcasting in January, Michael and Chelsea, and I did. And then, it about this time, or around this time, it kind of slowly picks up again. Like, don't know why. Maybe it's because we're trending towards summer season, and the sun comes out, and we're all more happy. For you, it's you get the vaccine shots, and you have a more positive look out into the summer, and you can go out to the gym, you can have a vacation, whatever.
Yeah.
But now we are all back into fully into content creation mode, whether it's a podcast, whether it's stories, reels, it's Twitch, it's YouTube. I think just everyone had a real rough time adjusting to 2021.
Yeah,
everyone,
I definitely
think, had
feel
a different.
that. I felt like I had a bit of a burnout. I think the expression I use is, it's like spreading too little butter on too much bread. The bread was the social media, and basically I was trying to do TikTok, I was trying to do YouTube, I was putting pressure on myself to do a YouTube video every week. Then you do an Instagram, and then you're obviously trying to do the content for brands, and then on top of that, you're trying to do your day job and realizing that needs to take priority because that pays for my house and my mortgage and everything else. And then you got your kids, and then you got your wife and everything. And I just felt like I was spread so thin that I wasn't doing any one thing well. It came back to like, right, I've not done a YouTube
Jack of all trades, master of none.
That's it, and there's nothing wrong with that, because I'll never be an expert at anything, because I don't have the time to be an expert of anything. So I'd rather kind of, dip my toe in a few different things. But equally, it was getting to the point where I was putting so much pressure on myself to create content that I wasn't enjoying it. And I wasn't doing it out of a hobby anymore, because I did this because I love it. I got into this because I love doing it, and it's my passion in creating these spaces. But I was starting to resent it. And that's dangerous as a content creator, when you start to resent making content. And I never felt pressured to make it for people. It was me putting pressure on myself, because I think all content creators have the element of a perfectionist streak. And I was just putting pressure on myself of like, this content needs to be good. And I was, it's what, the fake smiles. It's when you're doing a YouTube video and you're trying to do the personality and stuff like that, and even doing podcasts and stuff, and you're having to psych yourself up for 2 hours before the podcast. But the reality is, I'm screaming at the kids, and I'm telling them to go to bed, and I'm falling out with the wife, and I'm having a few glasses of wine to like just basically make me mellow the fuck out and come on, and then put on my podcast face. And it just, I think like a lot of people, you were going through the motions to get this content out there. You weren't necessarily enjoying it. You were putting out all this content, but behind the scenes, you're just like, oh, that's done now. Move on to the next thing.
Kind of relief that you felt. Same here. And I felt this kind of, I wouldn't say burnout, but I felt that I wasn't striving for more when I was about to reach 10K.
Yeah.
Because the only goal I ever had when I started was to reach 10K at some point.
Yeah.
When I started last year on Valentine's Day, I said 500 followers by the end of the year, which was kind of lowballing, but I didn't know how, because my main account is only the third Instagram account I ever had. So I didn't, and the other ones, the first one was right when Instagram started in 2010. The second one was in 2013 and
Yeah.
lasted only about a year. So I haven't had Instagram for 5 years. So
Wow.
I didn't know how easy it was to grow an audience. So that's why I said 500 by the end of the year. And
Mm.
I, of course, or not of course, but obviously I crushed that. But when I was at like 9,500, it was like, what do I do after 10K? And it was like I draw a blank and was like, there's nothing more to achieve on Instagram because you got the swipe up.
You got the swipe
You
up. Yeah,
got
yeah.
you got all the features, and the only thing that you could get is more brand deals. But I was
Mm.
never after brand deals. And then I looked at certain feeds, and this is a topic that I'm getting into a lot and very frequently. There are a lot of feeds out there. You go to the recent post, paid promotion. You go to the post before that, paid promotion, ad, paid promotion, ad, sponsored by, whatever it is.
Mm.
And for me, um, that is not really appealing. The
Yeah.
photos might be, but it's like a billboard on Times Square. I made
Mm.
this analogy often because everyone can get their content featured on it, and you can only say this is the greatest case so many times before it gets, you know, yeah, it doesn't feel real anymore.
Yeah.
And um, right around December, I thought about what brands I want to work with, and I labeled it my trusted brands. I'm still working on it because um, I'm still working on my website where I want to have a dedicated page to these trusted brands,
Mm.
and I only work with them. I could do a paid promotion with them, but it's not for the product, it's not for the money. For me, it is just the content creation on Instagram,
Yeah.
because um, I made this comparison as well multiple times. You have these two bars or scales. One is how fast you can grow an audience. You know, Instagram, TikTok are here on top. It's very easy to grow your audience. You see Kevin, who grew 100,000 followers on TikTok very fast,
Amazing. Yeah.
or yeah, or an example like me, I grew 10,000 followers on Instagram really fast. But how fast can you get monetized? And not brand deals, monetization by the platform.
Mm.
TikTok and Instagram are here, and then you have the other way around, growing an audience on Twitch and YouTube, very slow.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
when you have the community, the monetization factor is up here. It
Yeah.
takes some time, but when you reach that, it's way more sustainable for you, and it's way more rewarding than, oh, I got another case and I got this and I got that.
Yeah,
So
it is
that's
really hard. I mean, like you said,
mhm,
the brands and the trusted brands. I mean, it is a big one. I mean, I tend to focus on a couple of big brands a year, and I
mhm.
adapt my setup and my style to try and attract those brands.
That's
Obviously,
perfect.
the
Love
most
that.
the most recent one, obviously, being Grove Made,
Yeah.
which only dropped last week. But that's been for a lot of people just think they've just nailed it. Another one. No, that's been like 2 years of
And we
seeing
talked
it.
about it on the last episode that you wanted to work with them and you never
Yeah.
had the chance.
No, and it's been frustrating, and it's like it took.
Hmm.
The thing is, I had to look at my content and go, it's not what they're after. It's
Yeah.
not what they're after, and it's although that content for one niche is smashing it, and I'm not getting anywhere near the likes and the reach that I was getting for hashtag gaming.
Yeah.
So for me, it's kind of dented my pride in one way to go, okay,
Hmm.
my content's not hitting those heights, but it made me reinvent, rethink, become creative from a different angle, and go, right, I need to change the way that I portray my room and my setup in the same room with the same equipment. I need to get a different look. So
Hmm.
it was, back to a lighter desk, a different setup, different layout, one screen, not three screens. And, if you want to work with brands and that is your focus, let's say if your focus is monetization, don't go on Instagram, don't go on TikTok, go to YouTube or Twitch. But, if you want to attract brands, if that is your thing, you need to kind of look at your content and go, what are they looking for? Because it's quite easy to just go, my content's amazing. I'm going to DM. I've got the followers. The worst thing you can do, and I've learned this, and I've had to reteach myself, is think your numbers mean shit, because
I don't.
they
Yeah.
do not. They really do not mean anything. And that's the great thing about brands like GroveMade, is I see them working with people with 400 followers, 1,000 followers, 1,500 followers. They're not just automatically going to accounts with 30,000 followers and only working with them, because some brands do that. I've had DMs from brands who go, we only look at influencers with 50,000 plus. And I just think,
Autonomous.
yeah, I think I had that message as well. Your account doesn't meet. And in fact, the ironic thing is, because I've been grinding for Autonomous for quite a while, and I'm in their approved moderator groups on Facebook and stuff, but they didn't approve me until I put in the work. And they were like, yeah, your account's too small. But the thing I loved about GroveMade was that they appear this massive brand, but they're very much a family business and that whole family vibe. But they were reaching out to accounts because of the content, not the account size. And that made me think, well, my 22,000 means fuck all. And I needed that. I really needed that. And what it trained me to do was go, actually, no, your content needs to match the brand aesthetics. Not always the case. Sometimes numbers do the talking. But actually, the ones that are the best to work for are the ones that look at your content and not your account size.
A critical question. Did you, I mean, because if you're creative and you want to work your style and it doesn't work with a certain brand, and then you work, to please them to get their products, isn't that kind of spreading your legs for them?
I think a little bit, but I think you would always look at my setup and see my personality. I've always been one to say, because you could have a desk with nothing on it, but a big screen and, this platform thing that everyone has on their monitors. And there's a lot of setups like that where it is just, there's nothing on it. It's soulless. You don't really see a personality to it. It looks a bit copy paste. I always try, no matter what style I go with, to put my style in my setup, whether that is a collectible or my Stream Deck or my Colo lights, or it could be a keyboard that I choose that I really like, and the style and things like that, and the way I lay it out and the nano leafs. I always try and bring it back to, I've got to sit in here and I've got to be happy in this space. I would never create a space that I'm not happy with. And when I was redoing all this setup, and I had this massive desk riser, and the arm was mounted to the desk, it took me like 3 days to get it to the point I was happy with it. I would never make a setup that I was miserable with.
That's good.
But it was a different photography style. You know what I mean? It was like going away from the RGB, the dark room, to doing this lighter setup. But I still have my RGB, because when I'm sat here, I need to enjoy it. So I have my nano leafs, I have my Coda lights, I have my backlights, my under desk lights. They're just turned off when I take the certain style of shots. But yeah, no, I would never advise to just create a setup that is just purely for commercial reasons, because unless you have the space and it's an experiment. This is my hub, the heart of my home, and I love sitting in here, and I love playing games, love playing Apex Legends with my mates. I love having all the RGB on, but that just because I take a certain photo style doesn't mean I've kind of sold out my style.
Yeah. No, this wasn't a knock at you. This was just a really a general question, because you do have content creators that do that.
Yeah.
For me, you just mentioned a really good point. If you look at my desk when it's the way I want it to, there's almost nothing on it, and it is kind of soulless. The thing is that is very characteristic for my new setup is, the brick wallpaper behind it.
To it. There's a difference between minimal and basically just having products out the box and that's it. Yours has that stylization to it. So yours has to be minimal, because it's so dark. You could put 10 things on your desk, no fucker would see it.
That's right. It blends in. That's kind of the thing, But this is kind of, I showed you what I got just recently, and what I'm getting. And this is to kind of spice it up a little, but still keep the color theme, but still make it pop out. And with that certain feature, it pops out. And this is because I want to kind of inject a little bit of spiciness to it without
A little bit of
losing
Max.
the little bit of Max. Yeah, that. But in general, if I take away the brick wallpaper and it's just whatever, a white or a black or a gray wallpaper, and I just have the desk mat, the keyboard, my mouse, and the monitor, that's not that is like, that's too clean. There's nothing to it.
There's not enough personality there.
No, there's nothing to it. And I think I have a pretty colorful personality. But it doesn't show in my setup. It does only show when I'm talking to you or others.
Yeah, and that's when it comes back to the nice thing of just injecting every now and again a little bit of a well, I think Chelsea calls it and Michael call it a break the grid. And I definitely agree with that, because you'll see I don't feature myself in my images a lot. If I do, they tend to be kind of over the shoulder gaming kind of, so you've got that perception of
or super funny with your laughing
I go super funny. Yeah, so whenever I have to do the clothing post, that's my opportunity. Although that is a sponsored post, that is my like, have some fun with that post, because I get sent so much clothing, and I've actually I've worked with Xavi for a very long time, and kind of like I pick and choose the ones that I want to do now, because I only do the ones that I really like. So the one that I've got coming up is the Game of Thrones stuff, which I've got over here. Ooh. Because I love the series, and I've got a really nice picture that I want to put up, which is the Lannisters and stuff like that. But then they do like 5 other ranges I'll opt out of because I don't like Rugrats, or I don't like Riverdale and things like that. And one of the most recent ones was the Batman villains. It was the DC villains. And I love all that stuff. I'm a superhero geek. Yeah. So for me, that post where I did the kind of crazy face of laughing and stuff, that's me just going, that's me fucking around. Although I'm actually working for someone, there are no terms. They don't say, do this, do that. They go, there's the stuff, have some fun with it. And I love that.
Yeah, that's an amazing brand partner that you're looking for. If they just, give you the wheel and you can just go.
So, yeah, and that's when you create that unique content, and you get your personality across, which is, so they're really fun. And even if I didn't have that sort of, if it was for clothing or whatever, I still would like to put a bit of me. Either stories are something I recommend to people to use a lot, and use stories to basically get your personality across. I think I've had so many DMs from people for various topics, whether it's moaning, laughing, doing something endearing, or just giving people an insight to your everyday life. I think stories is a great way to express yourself and to connect with other people by actually just, putting, rather than just, there's nothing wrong with people reposting other people's posts, because I get that's about, working together and working as a community and stuff like that. But probably balance that out with, I want to know a bit about you, and I think the stories is an ideal place to not just post pictures of your breakfast, but do a little vlog of,
do a Q&A.
Do a Q&A, do a vlog. Just post a bit of you talking in the car on your way to work or whatever, and it's stuff that you go, I didn't know he was like that. I didn't even know he was English. I thought he was American. That used to happen to me quite a lot until I did the podcast, and it just creates this persona, and I think that's the thing I've tried to work on while Instagram's been a bit shit. And I've been going off and doing the podcasts and stuff, is I've tried to create, in a way, brand Matt. And that people see that that's the funny guy with the personality who does the podcast. Oh, and he also takes photos, and you're kind of known for more than one strain of a guitar.
Absolutely. And I think more and more content creators get or are aware of building their brand rather than building or helping support a different brand. Like there are a lot of creators even in our space, they don't show themselves that often on the feed, or they do it by still promoting a brand, let's say Nomad or Autonomous or whoever it is, but they never ever really post themselves and then do I am whoever it is, I'm that old, I'm into this, or do hey, I haven't been, on the stories. I just want to introduce myself for all the new followers or whatever. You can do so much with.
I love that.
and the thing is, you can be good on YouTube, you can be good on Twitch, you can be good on Twitter, but I think the community to interact with them on a daily without streaming is Instagram.
Yeah. And I think it's a very overwhelmingly a judgment-free space. I think I don't feel scared of posting something vulnerable on Instagram on my stories for fear that I'm going to be mocked. I think I would feel that fear on YouTube, and I don't feel it so much on TikTok because my account's tiny, but I still post on TikTok thinking this needs to come across a bit professional, because it's on a feed, it's on a grid. It doesn't disappear in 48 hours. But I think Instagram, the stories are very much, this is how I'm feeling right now. I'm pissed off of Instagram. Or, this is like I did the other day. And it was just for me, really, this is a video I took for my daughter because I went to work and she hadn't woken up. And people might not care about it, but there was 3 or 4 people that messaged going, that was really sweet, and it was really nice. And I was just like, that's kind of that's what I wanted to get across. It wasn't so much, look at me and, this is the perfect dad or whatever. It was just, that's how I felt that morning. I felt good because I'd made that video for my daughter, and apparently she really loved it when she woke up. So I wanted to share it with people. Because, it's a family. Instagram's a family. I want to share things like I would with my best friends. I've said this time and time again on multiple podcasts that virtual friends can be real friends. And I certainly feel that way on Instagram. We might not talk every day, but I feel that there's a genuine connection. And if I didn't talk to someone for 3 weeks and then suddenly picked up again, there's a natural conversation, much like we do. We might not have a conversation for a week, 2 weeks, whatever, but we can jump on one of these and we just feel really relaxed. And it's, it's all natural because we've built that up over 2 years or, however long it's been with each creator.
I totally agree with that because, I talk to the Instagram friends more than I talk to some of the other friends that I've known for years. And, it's also easier to connect over something that you all have a passion for.
Yeah. That's a big part.
In my circle of friends, only a few know of what I'm doing. And if they know what I'm doing, they support it. But they say, but what exactly are you doing?
They don't get it. They don't get it.
No, they don't get it. And it's not necessarily about, that I'm posting a photo of my iPhone. It's, about the content. It could be an iPhone. It could be a keyboard. It could be a dick pic. It could be a bottle. It could be everything.
Yes, please.
Dick pics.
ASMR dick pic in the gym.
Ooh. But, it's...
Gym dicks.
Gym...
That's our new clothing range.
Is Gym Dicks spelled with an X, with 2 X's at the end?
Let's do it.
Gym Dicks.
Gym dicks. Man's gym wear.
Ooh.
With an extra
tidy whities.
With an extra pouch.
Oh.
You can put whatever you want in there. It could be a phone. It could be someone else. It's a mystery pouch.
Is it like... It's like cock porn.
That's it. And you can actually, what it's got is an inflatable kind of tube in there. So if you want to impress, you just pump it up.
Yeah. It's like a little Pringles box.
It's like the Wonder Bra, but for men's pants.
Yep. I think we should copyright and trademark this.
Yep. Gym dicks.
Gym dicks. It's a thing. Let's go to the lion here. What is it called? The Lion's Den?
Let's go to the Lion's Den and create gym dicks. Yep. I think we need to go to Singapore and we need to get some cheap manufacturing going. And we need to come up with a logo.
Yep.
Gym dicks.
Maybe it's one guy on his knees and he's holding,
2 dicks.
It's 2 dicks, but it looks like he's holding like a lead pull down bar, but it's actually dicks.
It's a dick pull down bar.
Dick pull down bar.
I like it. I'm in.
I think we're onto something.
Yeah. If any investors are listening to this podcast. You heard it here first, Gym Dicks, and it's
by Matt and Max.
It's a Matt and Max idea, and it's designed for people who go to the gym with massive penises.
Mm-hmm. So not us.
So not us, basically. No, we're compensating.
Mm-hmm. I got the 1-inch Punisher with me.
Yeah, it's in proportion, as I always say.
It's enough. Fits like a glove.
Makes me happy.
Yep.
Not sure about anyone else.
Absolutely.
How tall are you? You're quite a tall guy, aren't you? You're like 6'3", 2?
6'3" and a bit.
6'3" and a bit. Yeah, you're taller than me. I'm only
How
well. I've
you?
called myself 6 foot my entire life, until I realised that I've been measuring wrong, and I'm actually 5'10".
Oh no! Oh,
Yeah,
that must have hurt.
because 180 centimeters isn't 6 foot. I always believed it was. I think it's
Nope.
183.
Yep. I think 182 is 6 foot,
Yeah, 182. So I'm two
something like that.
centimeters shy. I think when I
I'm
had hair,
sorry. Uh-huh.
it pushed me to that. But being bald, I lost those 2 centimeters, unfortunately.
Damn it.
Plus, I'm
I'm
shrinking.
sorry.
I'm over 40 now, so technically, I'm shrinking.
Yeah. For me, so usually you have certain proportions around your body. Your lower arm is the same length as your foot,
Yep.
and your wingspan is your
Your
body
height.
length,
Yeah.
your height.
Yeah.
And my wingspan is almost 6'7", 6'8",
Yeah.
something like that.
Big arms.
I have a very short torso. My torso is size 4 and size M, but my arms are a size L.
Hmm.
So I can't. So this shirt is M, and it fits my upper body. But the sleeves. This is actually It's very very short.
You know what you need?
Gym dicks.
Dicks. Custom clothing for men. Small body,
That's
big arms.
and
And
mediocre dicks.
Mediocre dicks. They need a little pump.
Yeah.
Just to make you feel at home in the gym.
When the hot girl around the corner doesn't do the deal.
Yep, that's it.
Gym dicks.
You've got the
We're there to support you.
long sleeves and padding in the pants. Gym dicks.
Ah, that's good.
Yeah, you heard it here first.
We can get some good commercial work going for that.
I think so. I'll just do the voiceovers. I'll
Yes.
just lip sync you because you're the good looking guy, and then I'll come behind and be like, I wear gym.
You come from behind?
That's how we roll.
That's how we roll. Always from behind. No one sees you coming.
That's it. No one ever sees me coming.
No,
Gym
too fast.
dicks.
Coming
To a gym near you.
Oh shit! Yeah. Have you heard of my idea of the creatication?
No, that sounds like a
Okay.
very, very big mouthful.
It is creatication or create. So it's written creator dash cation, but it's actually pronounced creatication.
Like a vacation for creators.
Absolutely. And I had this idea, and I've been promoting this on Instagram, on Twitch, on the podcast, wherever. We have this group of creators. We all reach out to 2-3 brands. It can't be the same brand. So we have to really make a list of brands that we work with. And then, you go to this brand, you go to this brand, and have them sponsor a trip to Fiji for 3 or 4 weeks. And, during that time, we create content. And whenever we post a story, it's sponsored by, the brands that sponsor us.
Yep.
And at the end, we have 4 weeks of content to post on YouTube, stories, Instagram. You can do so much, and you have this bond. And maybe, it's you can grow such a community that you can stay on Fiji forever and just live in paradise.
Well,
So,
I'll have a week without the kids any day. So if you can just package me up for a week over in Fiji just to take photos and learn shit, I'm in.
but you have to bring one thing with you.
Oh, I'll have a bag full of Gym Dick's clothing. I'll just bring that with me and just throw it out to all the guys because I'm pretty sure over there they got small penises anyway. So be like, there you go, padded penis pants.
Yep,
big long
and all
sleeves,
the creators,
short body. Yeah, they can all wear it.
All the creators, we all have to compensate for something.
I think we've got a thing here. Is we need to just anyone who's listened to the podcast, you're in on this joke. So this is for you, our inner audience. There's going to be loads of people who don't listen to this podcast, but me and Max are going to get some T-shirts printed with Gym Dicks.
Oh my god!
And we're going to pretend it's a new brand and it's a sponsored post. We need to come up with a logo, and we need to come up with like we'll create an Instagram page called Gym Dicks, and we'll pretend that we've got on board on the ground floor that this is the latest clothing, Gymdx, GYMDYXXX or something like that.
Oh my God.
And we're going to both post Gymdx on our feed, and let's see. The people who are listening to this podcast will get the joke.
Oh my God.
How's that,
is
Max?
Good. This is gold. We have to do this.
Should we try and get
Absolutely.
these to a few other creators as well? So let's get this to like a few of the community, that suddenly everyone starts wearing this clothing and like, what the hell is this? What's this new brand? Gymdx.
Oh my God. And imagine this takes off
Go
and
viral.
It's like really, and gets viral, and everyone is like, what is happening here?
Yeah,
what is happening? All
let's
of a sudden
let's
we're
get it
millionaires.
into a TikToker who like does like funny workout stuff, and then let's get Gymdx into them and create this fake brand. Let's just get this fake brand out there of Gymdx.
Oh my God. This could be one of those things that you don't imagine taking off and just taking off like crazy.
Yeah, just like inappropriate clothing
Gymdx.
for people who've got small penises and like to work out, and like a double entendre of dick spelt the wrong way.
They have small penises and even smaller biceps.
Exactly, and they're always coming from behind.
Oh, it's a triple negative.
It is.
Yeah,
it is. Don't underestimate the people who wear Gymdx. They're always coming for you, or at you, or on you.
This is we need to have a serious conversation about this. We need to find someone who can provide us with some good merch and then makes it look really professional.
Yeah, let's go to a brand and say, right, we want to create a fake brand within a brand and go viral with it, and it will all come back to the fact it's like a massive April Fool's, but on a big scale.
Yeah, let's go to Gymshark.
Yeah, let's go to Gymshark and create Gymdx.
Gymdx.
Although watching the owner of Gymshark, who's a very inspiring young guy, he doesn't always come across that he's got a sense of humor. So I don't know if he's the target guy to go for. Yeah. If you're watching or listening to this podcast, which I know you're not, the head of Gymshark, then if you've got a sense of humor, then look us up. But from what I've watched, you seem a bit like a Gary Vaynerchuk or whatever. You're just a bit business.
Yeah, business. Too busy with business.
Yeah, and too busy watching motivational videos. And
we need someone like Mark Cuban.
Who's Mark Cuban? Fill me in.
Oh, you don't know Mark Cuban? He's on the Lions then in the United States.
Nice.
He's the owner of the Dallas Mavericks, but he over the years, not frequently, not every year, but he did some pranks in public. One of the most famous is during a basketball game on April 1st, he pretended with a referee that they got in a huge fight, but it was all set up. And I mean, for people it might not be funny, but it's a public joke during a national TV event. So I think that's kind of funny. And he has the financial background to just go in and find something like Gymdx and really go for it.
It would be amazing. I mean, there is something I watched on YouTube. This is before This is before even Instagram existed. I think it was back in the early YouTube days. But it was something called, I think it was Power Thirst, and it was a parody of energy drinks. And it was like a parody of Gatorade and stuff like that. I think if you go onto Google and put in like Power Thirst, they had words that like menergy, men with energy. Power Thirst. It is the funniest shit. Yeah, Power Thirst is what it's called.
Oh my God.
28th of May, 2007. The one that comes up first, 1 minute 24. Power Thirst. And then they go Power Thirst 2, Redomination. And honestly, you need to watch that.
Oh my God.
Power Thirst.
This is a living meme.
This is the pitch. Chocolate. Anyone who's listening, this is bad listening because we're now watching this on YouTube, but you need to go onto YouTube and type in Power Thirst. That is the pitch for Gymdx.
Oh my God. And these over-the-top steroid bodybuilders photoshopped into that. Rawberry.
Rawberry. You like strawberry? How about rawberry?
Oh my God.
Real lightning. It's a fantastic commercial. I remember seeing that like 14 years ago. I saw that.
Oh my God.
It's stuck with me ever since. So that is our style of advertising right there.
This is do you know Swifty5?
Yes.
This is the beginning of the internet. This is when it all started. Swifty5 and stuff like Power Thirst.
Yeah.
This is when the internet was innocent and at its best.
Yeah, absolutely. And fun.
Hey, little girl. Did you want to know a secret?
I'm going to watch all of this again tonight, I think, after we're off here.
This is...
It's good stuff. So that's it. That's locked in. We're gonna be bringing some merch to our feed without any explanation. But if you've heard this podcast and want to get involved, if you've watched this to the end, you want to get involved and want to get a T-shirt with some very
Jim Dix
branding on it, then just drop me or Max a DM. And we need to come up with a logo. So if there's any people who are good at logos, like I'm not bad at logos, but I'm a bit rusty. Anyone like Michael Soldad, if you're in for a bit of Jim Dix, I know you're into logos and stuff like that. Then we want to see your pitch.
On our next post, make sure to comment Jim Dix. GYMDIXXX.
Yeah, that goes as well for YouTube. If you've stayed on to the end, Jim Dix in the comments. Not spelt DICKS, please. No. The brand way.
We should make it Jim Dix, but with triple X and a S, because we all have extra small dicks.
Yes, Jim Dix with the S on the end. Perfect. So we just need a logo. I'm thinking black T-shirts, white logo, nice and classic, nice and simple. Yep. They'll look good on our Instagram. People will be like, yeah, I want one of them shirts. That's fine. Jim Dix. Go to the Jim Dix account, drop them a DM.
Yeah. And even better, when the female want Jim Dix. Maybe they want the Jim Dix merch, but also they want real Jim Dix. Who knows?
You might get lucky. Then we'll have to obviously...
Might get lucky.
We'll have to come up with a female version of the brand, because obviously we don't leave out our female creators. So we'll have
Jim Clits.
Well, I was thinking Jim Clits, but you know,
it might be a little bit offensive.
It might more offensive than Jim Dix. I don't know, but Jim Clits is the obvious one with a T and 3 Zs.
I approve that. I approve that.
Yeah.
Maybe with a K instead of a C, so it's Jim Clits.
Yeah. We'll work on that one. We'll work. I think that one. Maybe some what they call it, consensus groups. We'll get some women in the room. We'll say, right, Jim Clits. What's your thoughts?
Or Jim Tits.
Jim Tits. Yeah, that's it. I think there's some work needed on the female version. Yeah. I think we do that in 6 months' time once Jim Dix takes off.
Yes. Just focus on one thing, and then we
do the first thing well. Launch it, become well known for being Jim Dix. And I think it's all about the differences you bring to the product. Penis pouch, ball sack support, phone pouch, little inner bit you can pump up just to kind of, make yourself feel a bit more of a man.
We need a fanny pack. Definitely need a fanny pack.
Built-in fanny pack.
The fanny pack has a little slot where you can put in your gym dick, and when you're getting lucky at the gym, you just zip it up, and then you present your little gym dick.
Like it. I mean, what's not to like? Yeah. If there is
included condom.
Perfect. If there's anyone listening who's got £1 million spare, just wants to throw it somewhere, me and Max, we're open.
We're onto something. We're onto something.
We're definitely there. And worst case scenario, we just create a funny brand which goes viral, and we become millionaires anyway. Win-win.
Also,
you literally can't win, can't lose.
We need a fragrance.
Ooh.
So if you're sweaty at the gym, you can just, 2 pumps and you're good to go.
A bit like Le Coq Sportif, but not.
I like that.
Yeah. Le Coq Motif or something like that.
Le Coq Motif.
Yeah.
It's a little bit French. La Coq Motif.
Yeah. It sounds spicy.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is just gold. I think we need to take this and run with it.
Yep. So chat, no, not chat, but the audience, if you heard that, this has already been trademarked, copyrighted.
Yeah, we'd actually planned this before the show. We've got all of that with our solicitors already. We're weeks ahead of you. You can't take this shit. Nope. We're already there. So Jim Dix coming to a gym near you with CUMMING, not COMING. Coming to a gym near you. Jim Dix.
That's right. Oh my God. We will be so filthy rich.
Yeah. I'll just be filthy. You'll be rich.
But you'll be handsome.
Well, debatable. But yeah, I'll have my Gym Dicks clothing on, so yes, I will. I'll be irresistible because of that.
Either way, we both will be winners at the end of the day.
It's a win-win. Like I said, I'm always satisfied.
Me too.
Maybe that's one of our slogans. I'm always satisfied.
Yep.
Not about you. Stop being selfish.
Yeah.
I'm always satisfied. Gym Dicks.
I agree with that. I agree totally with that. And also, the bar isn't that highly raised. It's, others have it here. We just put it here. It's just for us.
Yeah.
It's just,
that's it.
Be a little egotistical.
I set my squat bar, like my women, low.
Ooh,
something
ass
like that.
to grass.
That's it. Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
My standards are like my squat bar, low.
Low.
There we go. Put that in the back of a t-shirt, gold.
Yep, perfect.
Just keeps giving, doesn't it, this brand?
Yeah.
There you
go. You are the creative mind behind it. You start with one thought and it keeps evolving into more and more.
Yeah. This is why I used to do brand design, because I'd just go mad with the dick stuff.
Yep.
Yeah. Never worked for a few brands again, but
yep. But that doesn't matter. You just need the one, Gym Dicks.
Exactly. Well, look, I think that is the perfect way to end the chat show, is to finish on some funny shit. But if you have stayed to the end, we are deadly serious about commenting in the description, Gym Dicks, or if you're on Instagram, and when I post this on the Dadcast and then repost it on Mvxxwvll, we want to be seeing some Gym Dicks in there. And if we don't, we're going to be very disappointed. But we will be trying to see this through to a parody post, and it would be great for those who've listened to this to actually get what we're doing.
Yep.
Gym Dicks.
And as you know us, we never finish late. We always finish early.
Yep. And finish first more often than not.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, I'm always happy.
Always happy.
So there we go. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Max, for joining me for this. This has been a long time coming. Obviously, we did the first part on yours, and then obviously there's a load of stuff in between, and content creation and breaks from content creation and everything. So this has been a very long time coming. You are absolutely one of my favorite people, because we always have a laugh when we get together.
Absolutely.
But I definitely appreciate coming on. If there is ever a spot on your live Twitch chats, count me in. Just give me 17 dates, and I'm sure I can find one of them amongst the family life. And we'll hop on, because I actually like the live comment stuff, because it gives you stuff to talk about.
It's amazing. If you have an active chat group, it's golden. It's golden.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is, after this, as always, I will put down below, whether you're on YouTube or on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, wherever you're listening to it, right below in the description, there will be all of the social links for Max for Instagram, YouTube, Twitch. All of them will be in there. So make sure you give my man a follow. If for anything, just to watch those biceps and the tight t-shirts, that is reason alone for following Max. But if you actually like someone with personality, style, creativity, then that would be probably the better reason to follow him. But follow him for Gym Dicks. That's enough for me.
That's enough for me as well. Thank you, Matt, for having me. It's been a great time, and I absolutely have a spot for you on the live Twitch. So
count me in.
I will send you a date or dates, and we will make it happen more frequently than you know.
And equally, following on from that idea, I've had it in my head for a long time that I want to do a multiple people podcast of having 4 people. So I think if we can get 4 content creators either on a YouTube live or a Twitch live or something like that, and have 4 people talking, live audience, I think that would be brilliant. So I think
that would be amazing.
Count us in, and then we just find 2 other people, maybe like Sam Pack might enjoy it. Or Michael or Chelsea or anyone like that. We've got more than enough people to choose from.
Absolutely.
I think let's get a creators kind of chill out and laugh stream, have some drinks, and invite people on.
I would have a group: you, me, Georgie, and Dan.
Yes.
That could be a boy band named the Gym Dicks.
Bandterific.
That is. Yeah. I think we have to just stop the recording right now. We can't lose any more words about this. Just just cut it out.
We've given too much away. But I think if all 4 of us were on camera wearing Gym Dicks clothing, we're away. We're away. Let's get these t-shirts sorted, because we've got 2 days until this goes out, probably Saturday night. We've got to get ahead of people now. So if you're listening to this, you're 2 days behind, so you can't take this idea. But if
you're 2 weeks behind,
2 weeks behind. Sorry, 2 weeks behind. But if you want to get involved and you want to be getting in some Gymdix clothing, then drop us a little DM, and we'll
Just let us know.
We'll try and get that design going, and we expect to see you posting that clothing on your feed, and people wondering what the fuck is going on. What is all this Gymdix stuff?
No explicit content. No, everything is safe for work.
Yeah, all safe for work because the spelling will be completely weird,
Right.
like Max's accounts basically with all these X's and V's. He's the master of the kind of like the secretive names. So there we go.
Encryption.
The encryption account. So thank you again, Max. You're an absolute legend.
Thank you.
What a way to end the show talking about Gymdix clothing.
Absolutely.
If you have enjoyed it, drop us a subscription, a like. Same for Max, and we will catch you guys soon. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you on the next episode. Thanks, Max, and take care. Bye.
Take care.